Go, baby. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go, baby.
Yeah, wait.
Happy birthday, baby.
That way. Yeah.
One of the children's gasping. It looks like they've all been shot in the back of the head. The two adults are dead in the bed.
Police say Patterson shot and killed his wife, daughter, and stepdaughter, and shot her son.
Evil exists in this world. Trust no one.
This is the story of Schinara Bernoudy Patterson, a beautiful, kind, fun-loving woman who married an abusive child molester and advocated for his release from jail. He then murdered her and her children shortly after. The story takes us to Las Vegas, Nevada, a popular vacation destination known as the entertainment capital of the world. Boasting large, luxurious casino hotels, a buzzing nightlife with non-stop adult entertainment branding its Sin City. The Bellagio Conservatory and Botanical Gardens each season transform to a new experience. Free, iconic shows along the Las Vegas Strip, such as the Bellagio Fountain Show and the Mirage Volcano Show. Top-notch restaurants and eateries with fine wines. And food galore. Shanara grew up in a loving, nurturing home in Long Beach, California, where she was afforded the opportunity to freely express herself. At an early age, she realized she loved looking beautiful and she loved having fun. She would often play dress-up in various outfits, coordinating her hairstyles to match each, after which she would sing, dance, and have fun with her family. As she grew older, she began to style her mom and sister's hair, and she would often be consulted as to which hairstyle better suits which outfit. She enjoyed looking beautiful and having fun, and she enjoyed seeing the people around her looking beautiful and having fun as well. So it's no surprise she opted for a career as a hairstylist and a custom items event supplier, crafting hairstyles to suit her clients' needs and creating custom items for birthday parties, baby showers, and other events, so that everyone could look the most beautiful they could be and have the utmost fun. She had two beautiful children from two previous relationships. Her firstborn daughter, Keziah Cohn, in October 2009, and her son, Derek Cox Jr., affectionately called DJ, in December of 2012. And she was enjoying her life being a successful business owner, a great mom, and having supportive family and friends, until she met Marvin Patterson, who swept her off her feet, and she decided she wanted to spend the rest of her life with him, just as he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. They were married in May of 2019 after welcoming their daughter Zamira in September of 2017, and her dad, though ill with cancer, was able to walk her down the aisle. Marvin fit in perfectly with her previous children, and everything was going great on the home front. But Marvin had a demon and held a secret. He likes little girls and had been molesting little girls since 2013. Shanara had no idea until he was arrested in October of 2022, and she was given the details of his lengthy child sex abuse charges, including 5 counts of lewdness with a child under the age of 14, 2 counts of sexual assault with a minor under the age of 16, 1 count of lewdness with a child under the age of 16, and 1 count of first-degree kidnapping of a minor. According to KTNV, police arrest reports revealed that 4 different children told police they had been sexually abused by Marvin. Child number 1 said that Marvin touched her inappropriately in 2020. He came into her bedroom while she was sleeping and touched her in a private area, which made her feel uncomfortable. She subsequently told a family member in 2022, and they took her to report it to the police then. Child number 2 said that on February 7, 2022, while she was alone in her cousin's bedroom, Marvin approached her from behind, hugged her, and touched her private part through her clothing. She then left the room, went downstairs, and told her mom. Child number 3 said that in the summer of 2014, while she was at her sister's apartment alone with Marvin, he requested that they play fight. He then wrapped his arm around her, pulled her onto his lap, pulled down his pants, then pulled down her pants and underwear, and attempted to sexually assault her. She then bit him on his arm, at which point he told her that bite would not deter him. However, he let go of her and apologized, saying it would never happen again. She told her family about it in 2022. And child number 4 told police she experienced 3 different incidents with Marvin. The first was in 2021 when he tried to grope her. The second was between 2021 and 2022 while she was sleeping at her cousin's house. She woke up to Marvin rubbing her private parts. As her cousin started to wake up, Marvin instantly stopped and walked out the room. The third happened in 2022 when Marvin approached her from behind, grabbed and threw her inside his bedroom and locked the door. He then held her down with one hand and removed her clothes with the other and attempted to sexually assault her. However, she was able to wiggle away from him and run out of the bedroom. But Shanara did not believe Marvin was capable of such evil, as that was not the person she knew. His bail was then set at $100,000 by a judge, which he could not afford, but was later reduced to $10,000 by another judge, Diana Sullivan, after 2 months. The prosecutors argued against Marvin's bail being less than the $100,000, and the district attorney Steve Wolfson agreed, asking why should kids be subjected to this kind of heinous act as a result of the murderer's problems in life. However, the judge decided to lower his bail to $10,000 anyway, especially since his wife Shinara, his brother, and his ex-girlfriend advocated for his release, and Marvin was able to make bail using a Las Vegas bail company. While all of this was going on, Shinara was struggling emotionally and financially. She had lost her dad shortly after he walked her down the aisle on her wedding day in 2019, and she still had not fully recovered. He was her main source of support in her support system, and losing him took a huge toll on her. Adding to that was the pandemic in 2020, which affected her businesses massively. Not many people were getting their hair done or hosting events during that time, and business almost came to a halt for Shinara. And then losing that backup financial support that she usually gets from Marvin was no longer available due to his legal issues. And now that Marvin was released from jail, he still was not able to be of help to Shinara financially because he was ordered not to be around children under the age of 18 due to his crime type. And so he could not go back to the family home they shared prior to his arrest. And as such, he had to rent an apartment. Meanwhile, Shinara had been trying for months to come to grips with the idea that Marvin may have really hurt those kids. It wasn't 1 child, it wasn't 2, it was 4, and God knows how many more that hadn't come forward. And she began to feel hurt and betrayed and was becoming easily irritable, writing, "My attitude came from pain and betrayal. I wasn't always like this." But Shinara was really in love with Marvin and was looking to spend the rest of her life with him. As she wrote on her wedding registry, there comes a time in life when you meet someone that you just want to love and make smile for the rest of your life. It's amazing when God sends you someone who appreciates you for everything someone else took for granted. Someone who loves me for me. Someone who is patient, forgiving, and humble. Someone who never belittles me even in the heat of an argument. Someone who can make me laugh, smile, and grow. Someone who always looks out for me and wants the very best for me. And for that, I will never take you for granted, and I thank God for sending me my soulmate. Falling in love is like finding a part of you that you didn't realize you was missing, and then suddenly you meet someone who completes you and makes you feel whole. By late November 2023, Shinara was homeless. She got evicted from their family home because she could no longer afford the rent on her own. So she made the decision to move in with Marvin, along with her children, which was the second worst decision she could have made, followed by the first, advocating for his release. Not long after, Marvin became delinquent on his rent and was facing eviction, and his car notes were also not being paid, and his car was repossessed. Adding to that was his jury trial, which was scheduled for April 2024, and everything suddenly seemed hopeless for Marvin. On Monday, December 11, 2023, a day after Shanara celebrated her 34th birthday, at around 8 in the morning, Marvin woke up while everyone else was still asleep. He took his gun, went into the living room, and shot the 3 children who were asleep on the couch in the back of their heads. He shot 14-year-old Keziah twice, 11-year-old Derek once, and 6-year-old Zamira once. Shinara, who was asleep in the bedroom, heard the gunshots and came running into the living room where she saw her children bleeding. She began to scream and run back to the bedroom to get her phone, but Marvin grabbed her before she could reach her phone, put her on the bed, holding her down while shooting her in the back of her head twice. He then shot himself in his head. He had texted his brother the night before on December 10th, explaining that life is hitting him very hard. He was about to get evicted and his car repossessed, and although his brother offered him some words of encouragement, that was not enough, and Marvin was not receptive. So he decided he would go visit Marvin first thing the next morning. When he got to the house and was knocking and calling out, no one was answering. So he kicked the door in and entered, and he was not prepared for what he saw. He immediately called 911.
A warning, the following audio may be hard to hear.
Yeah, I need the police. I don't know who needs to come.
You need police or medical?
I need medical. I hear one of the kids, they're breathing. They're trying to breathe.
Marvin Patterson's brother, frantic, around 10 a.m. December 11th. He says Marvin texted him, overwhelmed. Then he kicked down the apartment door to see the tragedy within.
I saw my nieces, his nephews. I think they're gone. And then he was in the bed with his wife, and they're deceased as well.
A neighbor who had heard the screaming notified the building manager, and when she came by and saw the horror, she frantically called 911 as well.
One of the children's gasping. It looks like they've all been shot in the back of the head. The 2 adults are dead in the bed.
Okay. And do they have gunshot wounds too?
Fire medical services. Yes.
Okay.
Do not hang up. Gunshot wounds and blood coming out their ears.
Emergency medical technicians rushed to the scene at around 10 a.m., where they found the 11-year-old boy, Derek, breathing and quickly rushed him to the University Medical Hospital. Everyone else was pronounced dead on the scene. Derek's brain was badly damaged to the point where a portion of his head had to be removed, but after surgery he seemed to be recovering daily, having some rough days but improving. However, the internal damage and the stress of recovery was too much for Derek, and after 9 months he succumbed to his injuries.
TikTok, what's up, y'all? So, y'all know how this shit been and what's been going on. Y'all know how much of a fight DJ has been putting up and how much we fought together back to back. You know. But yesterday the fight ended. The fight ended, man. DJ passed away yesterday morning. I fucked up. I don't even know. I don't know. Now I have to find a funeral home for my son. You know what I mean? And for him to go through all this and this happening to him and then to later on pass away from his injuries 9 months later is fucked up. This is real traumatizing. It's heartbreaking. It's devastating. Yesterday, cried, angry. You know, today, same thing. I'm broken. I lost my son, my firstborn son, my oldest. He lost his life. Something that he didn't even have nothing to do. And we fought hard, man. He fought hard. He did. But it's over, y'all.
Everyone who knew them is devastated and trying to find answers.
I actually want answers. I want to know what happened. I want to know how it happened. I want to know everything. But that all remains unknown to Kivana Lay, a woman still mourning the loss of 34-year-old Schinara Patterson, who she affectionately called Nara.
I'm her best friend.
How many years?
Over 20-some years.
Lay joining others in the community Thursday by Trap Wings food truck, serving food to help raise money to cover funeral costs for Nara and her two daughters, 14-year-old Keziah Cohn and 6-year-old Schinara Patterson, also known as Duty.
The kids were innocent, beautiful kids.
Nara and her daughters were killed in a murder-suicide on Monday by her husband, Marvin Patterson, who turned the gun on himself.
I have nothing to say about Marvin. Nothing at all.
Did you ever think he was capable of something like this?
No.
Lay calls the situation heartbreaking, but wants the community to remember Nara and her daughters as beautiful souls.
All of them was full of life. They was on their own unique person.
Questions remain, though, about why Nara was at Patterson's apartment. A law enforcement source tells News 3 she was recently evicted from her home. Patterson was under house arrest and ordered to not have contact with children under 18 years old, part of his bail conditions after being charged with sex crimes against children, according to court documents.
I don't know why she was there, they was there, I don't know.
Shanara's sister, Michaela Bernoudy. Kayla fondly remembers her nieces.
Duty, that's Zamira, she was sweet. Like, she was the most innocent child I ever met. Like, she didn't have a mean bone in her body. Keziah was goofy. She loved to draw.
And she gave Shinara and her daughters a beautiful send-off. And DJ's dad, Derek Sr., is currently making funeral arrangement for DJ's send-off. This is a disheartening tragedy that could have been avoided. And no, I will not be doing a lecture today. But you know, I always wonder in these cases, and I know that situations vary. But why couldn't Marvin take himself out and leave his wife and kids to go on with their lives? She was doing pretty well before he entered her life, and from all indication, even after he entered her life, she and her kids were doing great. Yes, she had financial setbacks due to circumstances beyond her control, but she would have bounced back like many people have since the pandemic. And since he is the one with the demons, causing him to be going with underage girls, which as a consequence limits his time and access to resources because of him being locked up, leading to him not being able to keep his apartment or car, then why couldn't he have only taken himself out? He's the one not able to live a normal life doing the things that are acceptable to society. And he's the one either not acknowledging he has a problem or not seeking help for said problem. And I really don't want to blame the dead, but we have to learn from this. If Marvin was ordered to stay away from children, why was Shanara and her kids in his home with him? There had to have been some other solution she could have found. Staying with family, maybe? Marvin created this mess, yet he didn't want to deal with it alone, and instead dragged everyone closest to him in the mess with him, even putting a bullet in his own 6-year-old child's head. The court failed, but so has Shinara failed herself and her kids. Moms, you have to start thinking more about your children in these decision-making situations, as I've talked about here on YouTube many times, and on the Horrendous Crimes blog. I know you won't all agree with me, and some may even say I'm blaming the dead. But there's no point in making these videos if we can't point out what went wrong and learn from the victim's demise. 42-year-old Marvin Ray Patterson unjustly executed 34-year-old Schinara Bernoudy Patterson, 14-year-old Keziah Cohn, 11-year-old Derek Cox Jr., and 6-year-old Schinara Patterson. And he is sadly not around to be held accountable. May Shinara, Keziah, Schinara, and DJ's precious soul rest in peace. And may their family find the strength and courage to continue on living while remembering the amazing person each of them was. What would you have done if you found out your husband molested kids and you have young children living with you both? Think about it, then share in the comments. And please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, stay safe out there. And remember, trust no one.
I gotta get my egg ready for you. You ready? You ready? You're not even gonna fight.
Nope.
Jamie. You ready? Where I gotta throw the egg at? Where I gotta throw the egg? Where it say? Read the status.
It don't say.
Okay, so what it say? What it say?
Y'all ain't
Where it say? Go to your status. Let me see.
Kayla, when I see your ass, I'm definitely getting your ass.
Kayla, count your days.
Count them days. I know
What
where
it
you
say?
work at, too.
Go to the comments so I can see where to hit you.
It don't say nowhere. Why would you do that?
Hi, I'm Kim Kardashian West.
I'm gonna cry, please, 5 minutes. You don't think I feel bad? I feel sad.